They always say that time heals everything. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes time just makes the truth unavoidable. My ex-wife, Leah, left me 2 years ago. She said she needed to find herself, which was really just a poetic way of admitting she had found someone else. I didn't fight it. I didn't beg. I just watched her pack her things and walk out the same door through which we had once dreamed our future. Back then, I was shattered. There's no point in pretending otherwise. The silence you left behind wasn't peaceful. It was suffocating. You get so used to someone's voice filling your days that when it disappears, even your own thoughts start to feel foreign. I rebuilt myself slowly, brick by brick. I fixed my house. I started running again. I learned to cook something more complicated than takeout. And one day, I noticed I had gone an entire week without thinking about her. That's when I realized I was finally healing. Then, 3 weeks ago, she showed up at my door. It was late evening, and I was making dinner when the doorbell rang. When I opened it, there she was. Same perfume, same soft smile, same familiar eyes, trying to hide her nerves. "Hey, Mason," she said, her voice trembling just enough to seem sincere. I just stared at her. Part of me wanted to slam the door. Another part wanted to hear her out. She looked around, taking in the house like she was stepping back into a memory. "You've changed things," she said, brushing her fingers over a new photo frame. "Yeah," I replied. I said I had to. We sat in the living room, on the same couch where she had once confessed she wasn't happy anymore. She spoke like people do when they're trying to soften their own guilt, admitting mistakes, saying life hadn't turned out as she expected, that she missed the way I made her feel safe. I listened, calm and detached, almost amused, because the man she was speaking to no longer existed. Then she said something that almost made me laugh. Maybe we could start over," she added, her voice cracking just enough to sound vulnerable. Before I could respond, the front door swung open. I had forgotten to lock it. Leah froze as footsteps entered, and then her best friend Ava walked in. The same Ava who had warned me that Leah was selfish. The same Ava who had supported me when everything fell apart. "Hope I'm not interrupting," Ava said with a calm, almost casual smile. Leah's face went pale. Her lips parted, trying to speak, but no sound came out. The room thickened with tension, the kind of silence that presses down on you. Ava, on the other hand, moved like she owned the moment. She set a grocery bag on the counter and turned to me, smiling gently. "Dinner smells amazing," she said, ignoring the storm unfolding across from her. Leah finally found her voice, sharp and trembling. What is she doing here?" I leaned back, arms crossed. "You showed up uninvited, Leah." She didn't. Her eyes darted between us, searching for lies, for hope that this wasn't what it seemed. But it was exactly what it looked like. Ava broke the silence. "I told you once, Leah. You take people for granted, and one day you lose the ones who truly care." Confusion flickered across Leah's face, followed by realization and then anger. "You seriously, Ava?" she spat. "You were supposed to be my friend." I stayed steady. Until I saw what you did to him. I could have said something. I could have stepped in. But I didn't. Watching them face each other felt like closing a chapter you never really finished. Leah laughed, bitter and defensive. "So what? You two just decided to play house while I was gone." I looked her dead in the eye. "No, Leah, you chose to leave. I just stopped waiting." Her facade cracked completely. She stepped closer, eyes glistening. "I made a mistake, Mason. I thought I could find something better, but no one has ever made me feel the way you did." For a moment, I felt the echo of old emotions, the ghost of a man who would have done anything to hear those words. But ghosts don't belong in the present. I stood. "You had your chance, Leah. Twice. The first when I loved you, and the second when you walked through that door tonight." Ava stood beside me, silent but unwavering. Leah's gaze flickered between us. Jealousy and regret mingled in her eyes. She turned away, muttering under her breath as she grabbed her purse. At the door, she paused. "You'll regret this, Mason." I shook my head. "No, Leah, I already did. I'm just done repeating it." And then she left, For good this time. The door clicked shut. For a long moment, neither Ava nor I spoke. Slowly, the tension melted into a strange calm, the kind that comes after a storm when you realize the house is still standing. "You okay?" Ava asked softly. "Yeah," I nodded, just surprised. She smiled faintly. "You handled that better than I expected. 2 years ago, I know you would have begged her to stay." "I know," she said. "That's what makes it different now." We sat back down, the air heavy with everything left unsaid. I thought about how life had twisted. The same person who once tore my world apart had walked out for the last time, while the one who had helped me rebuild it sat beside me. I looked at Ava. She met my gaze, unwavering. There was a quiet understanding between us, not born of drama, but shared truth. She had seen my worst. I had seen her patience through it all. No pretending remained. "You know," she finally said, "she came to me a few months ago." I blinked. "Leah did." She nodded. She wanted advice. Said she missed the stability you gave her. I frowned. "She didn't miss you," Ava said softly. "She missed the comfort she thought she could always return to." It stung, but mostly because it was true. Leah hadn't come back out of love. She came back because the world outside hadn't given her what she thought she deserved. Ava began unpacking the groceries she brought. "Still hungry?" she asked. I smiled. "Yeah, starving." As she moved around the kitchen, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Not excitement, not obsession, just peace. And in that moment, I realized how rare that feeling truly was. Later, after dinner, we sat on the porch. The air was cool, crickets loud, the sky dark and endless. Ava rested her head on my shoulder. "You think she'll come back again?" she asked quietly. "Probably," I said. "But this time, there's nothing left for her to find." She nodded, then smiled softly. Good, because she already lost the best thing she ever had. I glanced at her, a small laugh escaping me. "And what about me? What did I find?" Her eyes met mine. Someone who won't leave when things get hard. The night stretched around us, calm and quiet. For the first time in a long while, I wasn't haunted by the past.